Back to the channel. As always, if you copy trading, you are an absolute moron and you deserve to lose all your money. And with that out of the way, we're going to speak today about a stock called AMPX Technologies, ticker AMPX. Here's what they do. They make very light and very energy dense rechargeable batteries. Their trick, or the technology, is a silicon anode design that packs more energy into the same size. Today, most of the cells go to drones, because longer flight time is priceless as when certain tactical or even warfare operations are taking place. They are also getting some traction in light electrical vehicles. And in terms of the price action, you can see that we hit a bit of an inflection point early this year, but I think there is further upside ahead as well. In terms of what's been happening recently, sales have been climbing fast, with quarterly revenue rising from about 11 million to 15 million and then to 21 million between Q1 and Q3 this year. Profitability is also getting closer, so gross margins have improved from negative to over 15% by Q3 this year. That means that break-even for the company is within reach. Management said that around 10 million more revenue per quarter would have made Q3 EBITDA positive. So when a small company like this shifts from frontier tech to profitable, the shares often re-rate. And that is probably something that we should see here too. So when we look at, for example, what the analysts are saying, price target, and the ratings, you can see that rating has gone up already, and so have their price targets. The price action, however, has remained sideways for a little while, but I think this is due to the valuations in the market taking a bit of a pullback to cool down. In the meantime, let's talk about how they make money. Almost all revenue comes from selling battery cells. A tiny portion comes from development contracts and grants. In Q3 this year, roughly three-quarters of revenue came from drone customers, and about three-quarters were shipped outside the United States, which in this context could add value to our portfolio because it might soften or help soften the US tariff noise. The more they sell the standardized high-energy cells, the better the margins tend to be. So recently, the company has been getting some visibility with near-term orders. They had about 53 million of near-term orders in Q3, including a 35 million follow-on purchase from a leading drone maker. And also, they are expanding capacity without big capex, which is a big concern at the moment in markets, getting nervous from the big AI players and hyperscalers incurring great amounts of cost to increase their infrastructure. These guys, rather than building huge factories, use contract manufacturers, partners that already have supply lines. So with that, the company has access to more than 1.8 gigawatt hours of third-party capacity, including a partner in South Korea. That means that they can ship more without waiting years in terms of building the infrastructure to increase production or spend heavily. Over the next 3 months, we can expect the following catalyst. They start shipping chunks of the 35 million drone order. This is a repeat order inside the 53 million near-term book. They ship units, the customer inspects and accepts them, and then they book the revenue and collect cash. These steps are often announced in short press releases or regulatory notices between earnings dates. And every few $1 million shipped moves the company closer to EBITDA break-even. It also shows the backlog is real and converting, which will be rewarded by the market. There are also US government contracts. So the Defense Innovation Unit, the DIU, is a US Department of Defense group that funds fast-tech adoption. It has already awarded the company with 12 million to expand a 10 megawatt per hour pilot line and add electrode manufacturing in California. These programs move in milestones, and each milestone can trigger a public update. Let's say that avenue keeps getting traction. It will prove the company ability to supply made in USA chain that meets US defense rules like the National Defense Authorization Act. That helps win more defense and federal contracts and supports higher evaluation multiple. Next is contract manufacturing lines going live. So I mentioned before that the company follows a capital light model using other companies' production lines. They could announce additional partners that they work with for manufacturing and shipping. So that can de-risk the revenue uh, and generate increased confidence by the investors as they can see the prospect of faster growth in the fundamentals. And of course, as with all this kind of technology, it's relatively new. So many customers will be testing cells before committing to volume. In Q3, AMPX shipped to 159 customers. 80 out of those 159 were new, and the total since early 2023 is well over 400 evaluators. So as they manage to onboard those new logos, they will reduce concentration risk in terms of their customer base. That supports margin durability and portrays the company as a less risky enterprise. Of course, something to bear in mind as well is the US support for domestic drones. It's something that is a bit in transition when you think about how the military is shifting its capacity from fighter jets to drones. And it's probably one of the biggest risks that we should take into consideration. So, all in all, we have a company here that is getting closer to break even every quarter. They are getting EBITDA nearly positive, and they seem to be experiencing good adoption from their customer base. We'll have to keep an eye on customer concentration and lumpiness. That can be a little bit volatile, but that's precisely what we're going to structure this trade with options. And of course, the company has used an at-the-market share program before. So something to keep an eye on is the equity dilution risk, should they need to raise some more cash. But overall, I see the demand is there. Price action is indicated that the market is buying this story. We'll just have to keep an eye on what the US government feels about the introduction of drones and of course any kind of new announcements for other types of vehicles that these batteries can power through. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon.